Well, the official start of summer is less than a week away now. Parents, now is the time to plan ahead to prevent summer injuries. Joining us right now is Dr. Hudson Seidel from Comprehensive Orthopedics in Wallingford. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
First time here. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right, so we think of summer as a time to just have a lot of fun, head out there, outdoors, and do all the outdoor activities. But there's things that we need to keep in mind because it can be really, accident prone.
For sure, absolutely. It's a great time, to incorporate a lot of different activities for people. Swimming is a great activity to kind of do some cross training in. It helps ease some of the joint pain that we experience. But we also want to make sure we have a good, exercise program and recovery process. And you want to make sure you're doing the proper things to cool down after being outside for a long period of time, for sure.
Yeah. Summer camps are always a big thing for kids and for families. So is there some things that we should be keeping in mind before we send the kids out and sort of remind them when they're there?
Absolutely. I mean, hydration is the number one thing, obviously, in staying cool. But on top of that, it's really important to make sure that they're being, careful in terms of recovery, stretching appropriately, things like that, and then having a good exercise recovery program. I tell people, sometimes they look everywhere for different things, like they were talking about the AI stuff, but even simple tennis ball recovery exercises are great. Strengthening your arms with, squeezing that several times an hour can help a lot.
Now, I have to ask you, because every time I need to either ice or heat, I have to Google it. Do I ice it? Do I heat it? What's the right order? Which is the better thing?
Right.
What should we keep in mind?
I think it depends for everybody. I find that, heat is better for some of the strains and things like that, and ice can be better, after a prolonged activity, long day, to kind of cool things down. So I usually say heat in the morning can sometimes be helpful to wake things up, and then cooling it at night can be quite a bit helpful like that.
And then what about as far as like ibuprofen? Is that something that people should use more commonly before maybe calling the doctor?
That's a great question. Yeah, so I think a common question people ask me is when to come into the office, right? And so I think it depends. If you're talking about something that's an overuse phenomenon, usually 2 weeks of like an ibuprofen, icing it, elevating it, the whole rice phenomenon is a great way to try to approach it initially. But when you have your acute injuries or fractures, that's when I think it's really important to get seen urgently. We do have an urgent walk-in clinic that we have during business hours, and then obviously on the weekends as well. That's great. But I tell people, beware of the sprained finger. That's usually a bad injury, and so go get those checked out when that happens. Yeah.
Is that the most commonly overlooked injury?
I would say so, because I would say the majority of time they're just a small little sprain and things get better, but there can be really bad fractures and really long-term, sequelae from that.
Right. Well, that's good to know. Keep in mind.
Yeah.
All right, doctor. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Really good stuff.
Thanks.